$2,000 stimulus checks from President Donald J. Trump coming straight to your mailbox or getting deposited into your checking or savings account. If you are waiting for this moment, then this is a very important video for you. Look at this. Fact-checking Trump's promise to give Americans $2,000 payments from tariff dividends. Well, recently, President Donald J. Trump again announced these checks, and he claimed that these checks are going to millions of Americans.
So we're going to be making a dividend to the people. And additionally, we're going to be able to reduce debt.
We're going to give dividends or stimulus checks to millions of Americans, and it's confirmed by President Donald J. Trump. At the same time, Treasury Secretary says that we will see about $2,000 rebate checks to Americans as Supreme Court weighs Trump's tariffs. Well, this is from CNN, and do you know that these $2,000 checks could hit your account real soon, because we have some massive and shocking details to share with you about these $2,000 checks. But before I begin, all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's begin. So let's start with President Donald J. Trump's $2,000 dividend or stimulus checks to millions of Americans, and Americans need this check right now. Look at this. Over the weekend, President Donald Trump promised Americans $2,000 each from the trillions of dollars in tariff revenue he said in his administration has collected. Well, you need to understand that according to President Donald J. Trump, US is receiving billions and trillions of dollars from these reciprocal tariffs that President Donald J. Trump placed on almost every country in the world. And now President Donald J. Trump is saying that these checks are going to Americans, and we are talking about $2,000 dividend checks, and each individual will receive this $2,000 as well as each dependent. Just imagine a family of 5 could receive a staggering $10,000 under this very important proposal or plan from President Donald J. Trump. Moving on with the details, during his second term, has imposed tariffs broadly on countries and on specific goods such as drugs, steels, and cars. Well, you need to understand, as President Donald J. Trump said, that US is receiving trillions of dollars, and you know how much money US needs to send these $2,000 checks to middle and low income Americans. $160 billion according to a number of analysts and experts. So it's going to be a piece of cake from President Donald J. Trump and this administration. And White House also backs this plan.
Should U.S. Citizens expect the $2,000 proposal? Is the White House committed to making that happen?
The White House is committed to making that happen, yes. And we are currently exploring all legal options to get that done. I don't have a timeline for you or any further details, but I can confirm for you that the president made it clear he wants to make it happen. And so his team of economic advisors are looking into it. And when we have an update, we'll provide one.
So White House supports this plan from President Donald J. Trump, and the team is doing everything when it comes to the legal manners as well as the economic aspects, that how we can send these $2,000 checks to millions of Americans, said by Caroline Levitt. And one thing that you need to understand, that though Caroline Levitt said that I don't have a timeline for you, but President Donald J. Trump recently revealed the timeline of these checks. I'm gonna tell you about it in just a moment, but look at this, as this is super important. People that are against tariffs are fools. This has been said by President Donald J. Trump on November 9th in a Truth Social post, and he further said that we are taking in trillions of dollars and will soon begin paying down our enormous debt, $37 trillion. Record investment in the US, plants and factories going up all over the place, a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high income people, will be paid to everyone. Now, as you can see, that President Donald J. Trump said that $2,000 a person. So what it means it's not going to a household or a family. It's going to each adult and dependent, because we receive a number of comments on our videos that are these checks going to a household or a family? No, it's for each individual. So if you are single, then you are going to receive $2,000. If you are a couple, you could receive $4,000. A family of 4 could receive $8,000, and a family of 5 can receive a staggering $10,000, which is indeed a huge thing, especially in this worst inflation, where we know that according to the Gallup's report, the prices of groceries are up by 21% in the past 3 years. So this $2,000 check is something that millions of Americans need right now. Before I move towards something that you all need to know, that is the eligibility, I would like to show you this. How seriously should people take his pledge? Experts urge caution. Well, tariffs are projected to generate well below trillions a year, making it harder to pay each person $2,000. And the administration already said it would use the tariff revenue to either pay for existing tax cuts or reduce the federal debt. But who's in charge right here? President Donald J. Trump. He said that no matter what, first we are going to send these checks to Americans, then we'll talk about paying down our enormous debt. Well, you want to see a proof? Look at this, as this is something that President Donald J. Trump posted on his Truth Social. All money left over from the $2,000 payments made to low and middle income US citizens from the massive tariff income pouring into our country from foreign countries, which will be substantial, will be used to substantially pay down national debt. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Well, look at this first line. All money left over from the $2,000 payments made to low and middle income US citizens. So means that President Donald J. Trump is focusing on giving these checks to Americans first, then he will think about paying down the debt. So this is amazing, because just few months from now, President Donald J. Trump, when he said that, of course, I'm placing reciprocal tariffs, first our priority is to pay down the national debt. So as Bernie Moreno said the same thing, that we are going to pay our enormous debt. We have $37 trillion worth of debt, and we are going to pay it down first. That's why I'm not going to vote, or this proposal that Josh Hawley presented, known as American Worker Rebate Act, will never pass. Well, under that act, $600 were proposed to each individual. And now President Donald J. Trump actually changed the game. Well, how it all started. President Donald J. Trump talked to OAN Network, means One America Network, and he said this.
We also might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America.
How much are you thinking for that, sir?
Well, we're thinking maybe $1,000 to $2,000. Be great.
So it all started with this very important interview to One America Network, and right there President Donald J. Trump actually said that we are thinking about $1,000 to $2,000 worth of dividend or stimulus checks to Americans. And after that interview, a number of people started asking that, is it 1,000 or 2,000? And then President Donald J. Trump cleared the air with his very important answer. I'm going to give $2,000 to Americans. As I showed you this very important post from Truth Social. At the same time, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said Sunday that President Donald Trump's proposal to issue $2,000 tariff rebate checks to most Americans would require Congress approval. We will see. We need legislation for that, Bessent said on Fox News. Sunday Morning Futures, when asked about the rebate checks, adding that those could go out. So it seems like even the Treasury Secretary is on the same page, and he is willing to send these checks to Americans. Remember, this is a very important position, and he's responsible to actually take care of the funds that will go to millions of Americans from this administration. So first, I would like to ask you a very important question. Do you support this $2,000 stimulus check from President Donald J. Trump? If you do, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 check. Again, if you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 check. Because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. And at the same time, do you know that you can save around $1,100 when it comes to your Medicare plan? That's why I partnered with Chapter, where you can get unbiased help from a real person absolutely free. Call the number on the screen today, 212-461-4492. Again, the number is 212-461-4492, and get the help that you deserve absolutely free. Well, if you have any questions at all, then please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer each and every question of yours, as Credit Viral channel will always be with you in your good and difficult times. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.